stopping by the obviously authentic channel. My name is Leah. That's spelled L-E-A and not L-E-A-H. So we're going to be talking about season 2 of Hilda, episode 6, the old bells of Trolberg. So if you see me looking down, I'm just looking at notes just to make sure I hit certain points. So basically, there's a new bell system in Trolberg where the bells ring every hour, which seems to be highly annoying. But basically, if you don't know, the ringing of bells keeps the trolls away. And so the Sparrow Scouts, they're like in in the field next to the wall, and they're helping with waft migration. Those are those cute little, they look like bear faces with tails to me. It's just like a round bear face with a tail. I don't know why. But Frida and Hilda are basically all the Sparrow Scouts are out there, but Hilda and Frida are just talking about how the waft migration is still a mystery. Like, no one understands their patterns. And then they bring up about a white waft. And when there's a white waft, that means there's really strong magical energy in the universe, or there will be really strong magical energy that lunar cycle. So as the kids are drawing and taking pictures of the wafts flying over, the bell rings and it disorients the waft, so they're falling on the ground, and they can't get up. They don't have arms. So that's another thing. I hope next season, on season 3, they do a whole episode on the wafts, because my whole thing is the way that they could not get themselves up off the ground. I'm wondering, how do they sleep? Because I know we don't see them sleeping in the air. So it's do they land in a certain position or something? But I don't know. I just hope next season we'll get to see an episode of that. But basically the kids all help propel the wafts back in the air so they can get back on track. And everyone's kind of over the bells. You can even see the Scoutmaster. She's over it. And the kids are just why? This is too much. So then Hilda goes home. And when she gets home, she sees her mom laying, because her mom's an architect. And she's frustrated about a project or a new building that she's supposed to be drawing or reconstructing. And when Hilda gets to her room, we see Bartol. So if you remember Bartol was he's the chief of the lost clan of elves that Alfred and Hilda found when they were in Trolberg. And he is pissed, and I love his little he's just so aggressive. He's just upset because they're so close to the wall, their homes are, because of the bell. It's messing up their lives. It's scaring away the livestock. I guess the plants aren't growing. It's just messing up everything. And Bartol wants to go to war. He ready to cut people. He's I'm tired of this. My people struggling, which I totally understand. So Hilda, and as they're having this conversation, Tonto pops in, from nowhere, and he's the Nissers are having an issue too. The bell is it's causing them issues. So basically, the bell's ringing, and that's the thing, because the bells are loud, and they ring for a while. So with the bells ringing, it's just disorienting, and it's annoying, and it's disorienting everywhere, or not disorienting, disrupting everyone's way of life. So everyone's ready to get rid of it. So Hilda's you know what? I'm gonna go speak to the bell keep. So she goes to the bell tower. She's yelling to the tower because she sees a figure a figure inside the bell tower up at the top, and she's yelling, but she can't, the person isn't responding. So she decides, you know what, I'm going to go meet them face to face. Side note, Hilda needs to understand stranger danger. She way too brave to just be going out here meeting randoms and trying to talk to them. But that's Hilda. So Hilda gets into the bell tower, and when she goes upstairs, she realizes that the bell tower is not even run by a person. It's animatronic. So it's a little it kind of looks like a person, but it's not a person. It's gears and wires and well, not really wires, but gears. So it's on a timer. So when the bell, when it hits 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, you see it crank up and it rings the bell. Then Hilda is like spooked by the actual old or ex bell keeper, and he basically says like Eric Alberg is the reason why all these bells are ringing at a certain time and why the bell keeps are getting pushed out of business or getting fired, because he was like he wants to set up a system, and like there's going to be like one central bell tower, like one bell tower that has control of all the bells, and they're supposed to ring for 24 hours a day to keep the trolls away. And I'm just like, that makes absolutely no sense. Because I'm like, how do you go to sleep with a bell ring, all these bells ringing at once? That would disrupt everybody's lives. And it's like you're disrupting the humans' lives that you say you want to protect. But I'm like, trolls don't even be coming near the wall like that. So that's why I'm like, why are you trying to keep the trolls out, Eric? Like, he takes his job too seriously. And it also makes me think like maybe he has done something, like I said in one of my reviews, I can't remember which episode, that he has done something that has either pissed something off out there that he's trying to fortify the town in such a way that that can't hurt him or get to him, because there's no reason why he's doing all of this, in my opinion. Like, yes, they have the bells to keep them away, but even you can see like the bell keep is like somewhat tolerant of the trolls. Like, he was eating a sandwich and like he threw it, like one of the trolls like ran up, like it was a girl, like a female troll, and then she had her baby, and he threw his sandwich at the troll. And I think that was like one of those episodes, and the troll picked it up. So it's like he's not even like aggressive or mean towards the trolls like that. Like, he's just like, you know, like he's tolerant of them. I think he might see them as a nuisance, but he doesn't have an issue with them. So I'm just like, I don't get Eric. I don't get the whole safety patrol thing either, because it's just kind of like he overdoes it. Like, he overdoes it, and it's annoying. He gives me mall cop vibes, where it's like, you think you a police officer, but you don't run nothing here, sir. All you have is a baton, and I think you have mace, but you can't fire it off at no one like that. You can't even arrest anybody. So the crew decides they gonna hatch a plan. So it's the Nissers. So we got Tonto, we have Alfred, we have Bartel, and we have Frida, David, and Hilda, and Twig. So the crew is like, we got to do a plan to like stop all of this from happening. I didn't mention, but I'll mention it now. I don't know why I didn't mention it before, but we end up finding out that Hilda's mom, Joanna, that the plans that she was so stressed out about and frustrated about is actually the actual like blueprints of the central tower that is supposed to be controlling all the bells in the city. So Hilda and her friends, like Hilda takes it, and that's when we have the meeting of the crew. And David called it Operation Deer Fox Thunder Team. So since like you can't see the elves unless you sign like the right paperwork, Bartel and his crew are going to like attack the safety patrol and like give them a diversion, so that Frida and Hilda can like come in and like disrupt the actual bell tower. So the central bell tower. So Hilda convinces her mom to let her come to the ceremony, and then Hilda sees her friends and she runs off with her friends, and then they put their plan into motion. It actually works. Like, they stopped the bells from ringing, but unfortunately, they had a backup system. So it works anyway. Like, the bells already, like, it starts, even though what they did to stop it from happening, it really didn't work all the way. So what Hilda decides to do, with the aid of the bell keep that helped her, like, that she met up, that told her all about, like, Eric's plan, Hilda turns all the bells all the way up so that it overloads the system. So the main bell that like where the ceremony is happening, it actually shoots out and it falls on top of Eric. It doesn't kill him like like Ernesto de la Cruz, which I wish it did, but it doesn't. And so because of that happening, Eric's annoying self decides we got to check all the bells. So even the sea bell that's in the ocean that we learned about when we were with the Dragon, when they talked about not the Dragons. It was it was episode 1 when the fisherman told them that there's a bell, like when Eric and oh girl, is it Greta, were out with Frida doing patrol, and like they were asking all those questions, and they end up finding out that there is a bell in the sea. So they actually ring the bell in the sea, and for some reason it wakes up something with a whole bunch of eyes. So that lets me know like Eric he doing too much and he don't know what he doing, because I'm like, we've never seen trolls in the sea. I was like, if anything, like, why, like the bell looks like it's part of like some wrecked castle or some wrecked tower. Like maybe like a flood happened, or maybe the thing in the ocean got annoyed with people ringing it and decided to yank it and throw it in the water. But I don't understand why he rang that bell. I don't understand it. I mean, I get it. I don't understand, because it's like there has not been any mention of trolls being like, what's the word? We haven't seen any information about trolls living in the sea, or like sea trolls or anything like that. So I don't understand why there's a bell in the sea. My only thing, that's why I said it looks like it's like dilapidated. So I feel like maybe something happened where the tower fell in the sea, and like that's why it's there. But like the fact that they hit the bell and something just immediately woke up with a whole bunch of eyes, nothing good can come of that. And it's because Eric sucks and he doesn't know when to let good things lie. I don't like his character. But I'm excited for episode 7. So that is it. That is all. Remember, be bravely authentic. Have a good day, a good weekend, a good night whenever you see this. I don't care what time it is. I just hope you're having a good, productive, and positive day. So deuces.